Another dark log from the diary of a griever named John Weaver, which is me. Alright guys, how's this for more bad news coming down your throat? Trump has basically cut Canada off from the United States. And basically nearly everything. Trump is doing some kind of isolation on us that we are so fucked. Right now it's 12:43 at night for a Sunday night. And upon hearing that Canada has been shut out from all security branches from the United States, not to mention resources being curtailed to the United States, shut down. And then the military asset we need is eyes and ears. Now we're blind and deaf. But we still got a mouth to talk trash. That's Trump. He talked trash, and he talked shut off to the Canadians. He desponded them a great deal. He disgraced, or tried to disgrace, and insulted the living crap out of them by them not doing anything for the United States at all. Did the same damn thing for the United Nations and NATO. We voted into chaos and terror in November 2024. Does anybody remember this shit? And we hate being reminded about it, but we ought to be constantly reminded about it. We remind ourselves about January 6th, when Trump was in office the first time, and he was doing everything he could to keep that power going. Including allowing murder to happen. Of course, he pardoned the hell of a lot of them, and then decided to hire them for ICE. Some of them are actually getting themselves into criminal activity. And getting buried alive, not in federal charges, but state charges. Now, regarding our Canadian friends up north, our mistake in the election is costing everybody, everywhere. The tariffs, he keeps so telling people we're profiting, we're getting so much money. A mouthpiece of his, an attorney general, tells Congress, look, we're getting more money over here in the stock markets. Isn't that wonderful? Of all the shit that she's trying to do, and she can't even face accusers in the crowd right behind her in a congressional hearing. Those who have been affected by the Epstein files, and she kept lying. Either she didn't have them or she does have them. They were released. No, they're not released. Kept flip-flopping left and right. Some of those victims were over there. They sat up. They stood up. They raised their hands to the Congress. Pam Bondi, did this. I'm sorry we did this, but we got my money coming in our stocks. Don't you understand it? Isn't that great? Every one of them had been insulted. Bondi was still being a complete... Well, there's a lot of strong words I can say about this one. Give me 1 second. I'm trying to kill my gut with milk. Taking medication right now for the antibiotics, and it's got a acid reflux crap going on. Normally it would tell me I had to use water, but I'm trying to use the milk vat to keep the reflux from coming down here from the stomach all the way up to the throat. Back to Bondi. Yes, there are words out there, negative, descriptive, and totally would bring people on my ass for this one, that I could absolutely use And the only thing I'm going to have to say at this point is God forgive her, God bless her, and God have her, His will with her, not mine. I could keep insulting, but it's not going to help much. I could say negative things about her, it's not going to help much. I could say positive things about her, I'm going to have people on my ass for it. God forgive this poor deluded soul that doesn't know her ass from a hot rock. She thinks she does, but she really doesn't. The same mentality concerning about Trump, it doesn't know his ass from a hot rock, unfortunately, because of his delusions at this point, and everybody following through the delusions. Some people are still saying, what the hell have we unleashed? Yeah, what did you do? A commander-in-chief held bent on destroying our country, from within and from without, of allowing relationships that were built throughout the decades crumble. Attacking a United Nations charter and countries out there and telling them that they're fools and idiots and they don't know what the hell they're doing. They should have been creating peace, but they're not. They're allowing wars to happen. And only he and a few others who are enemies of the United States at one time, political and otherwise, are going to try forming a peace community. Oh, give me a fucking break. And they're going to be the ones going to be dictating peace throughout the rest of the world. Meanwhile, Trump's throwing his ICE agents all over the damn place, terrorizing our own people here, pilfering, pillaging, and plundering our money to feed his gorge. And he wants people to love him. His ratings are being buried alive. We voted this narcissistic, egotistical, sorry son of a bitch in office. And we unleashed this holy terror to the rest of the world. This is not like thinking of a Frankenstein situation where we had the village people in fear, one after the Frankenstein monster, with pitchforks and torches. In this particular village of ours called America, we're getting everybody else who was supposed to have been an ally to us, a friend of ours. We're kicking their ass out of here. We're kicking everybody else who's strange, different, following not the same patterns we think and feel and be, what we believe what America's supposed to be, and we're kicking them out. We're challenging the Constitution in every which way, shape, or form, to the point where everything we took for granted for nearly 250 years is tossed on its ear. Due process, fuck you. Voting rights, mine. When you get a federal government, mine. Not your state, fuck you. You belong to me. Terrorizing people left and right. And once we're getting rid of the different people, we're getting more different people from outside, but who are supposed to be white. In a congressional hearing, we had this one weasel trying to get through the Senate, and he couldn't even do anything right. He couldn't say anything right. He's white. We have to be white. We have to think about this thing. I mean, everything's so different. We had black churches, but we had white churches. A pure racist coming in, trying to be part of a State Department. Laughed his ass out of there, and he was laughing stock. And Trump is still trying to be a controlling, manipulating bastard at this point, where he thinks and feels everything should be his, including the world, including our section of the world, anyway. He wanted to own Canada. Canada said, fuck you. He wanted to make deals with them in the wrong way. Canada still said, fuck you, to the United States. Rightfully so. I said before in my earlier videos, I'm not taking it back, that for the kind of grief we're putting on the rest of the world, they ought to shut us. They ought to shut us out. We had made so much stupidity for ourselves, but also for the rest of the world. We have damaged relationships of all levels, including how to keep our own ass safe. Now, you remember there's a little cartoon that was out there for decades concerning about the three monkeys. Hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil. You want to see something of that nature? Watch the movie Planet of the Apes, where you have the three chimpanzees listening to a human, and one's going, I can't see this, and the other one's plugging his ears, and the other one's trying to shut his mouth off. The cartoon that never died mutated into a theatrical form. Well, the theatrical form is what we're doing. Trump and the others are still doing the same damn thing. Don't speak to evil. Only thing to do is hear the evil. And all they see is evil. The whole world's evil. We are the most pure. We are the most profitable. We are the most followers of Christ. Don't you understand that? Now, I've seen the postings out there on social media. I've seen the postings on YouTube about it. And even they sneak on there on Facebook, which is having issues with the rest of the people who are trying not to shed, actually who are sharing some of the stuff out there. I know Facebook's going after me. For some things I don't even remember I've posted, it's coming after me and claiming I did. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. I don't remember. If it was going to be a memorable meme or a picture, I'd get a screenshot of it, or at least a saving of the picture. But since I don't have it, I don't know. I don't remember. But Facebook thinks it does. So I'm being tortured on that one. Can't post any videos or any ads. That's okay, I don't do any ads. But video links, that's another story altogether. But it seems like the platforms are going to be now kowtowing to the Trump. It's bad enough when the corporate media is doing that. ABC 7, CNN, CBS, NBC. Did any one of these guys ever stand up to the Trump? The billionaires are shaking in their bootstraps to this asshole. And yeah, I did say it, Trump's an asshole. And the rest of his regime. He wants to show how godly and how worthy he is. Give me a break. I've seen better. History had recorded better. Only Trump doesn't give a shit. He wants more. And so does the rest of his clan, his family. There's been a posting out there about Barron, the youngest asshole they got, the youngest of the Trump family, who's doing the same shit as his family. Somebody said he ought to be president. I'm like, you got to be fucking kidding me. The brat's not even there yet. He's not even 35. He's still in his diapers. Still barely shaving. And he's going to be president? No way. No way in hell. So yeah, I'm trying to cover all the bases that I remember and seen already. Greenland is still smarting from Trump's own fiery rhetoric and actions that he wanted to take. To the point where you have several countries going to be retraining themselves for Arctic weather, Arctic training. Several countries of the United Nations and of NATO are going to have war games. But they're going to be training in Arctic. Those that have already been trained in desert are getting retrained. I'm wondering if the United States is going to be part of this. They keep saying that we are. We're going to have a joint task force. We're going to have a joint command. But instead of forcing Greenland to be part of the United States territory, we're going to be opening up bases, training bases, a partnership. I wonder how fast we're going to be at it before we backstab people left and right. We're very good at backstabbing people. We already did that to Canada. We backstabbed about Kandahar. We backstabbed about Afghanistan. About how much they tried to save our asses out of the second Gulf War. That we basically flipped them off. We depended upon a lot on our allies for resources and for our ego. And now we're kicking them to the curb and thinking our ego is better and larger than theirs. And we are going to want more, and we demand more, and we deserve more, that we keep saying. And we, the American people, did this shit to ourselves. Now what the fuck are we going to do about it, guys? Trump wants an all-out war one way or another against the United States citizens. The military is cringing at this point. They hate Hegseth. They want to get rid of his ass. They'd rather have somebody who has some brains in her head and common sense. Hegseth has neither. We already got a Secretary of Health and Human Services killing people with lack of vaccines, and not to mention not keeping a measles outbreak under control. In one particular event that happened in the United States, supposed to have been a walk, we actually had a major outbreak of measles happening. I have to be more seriously worried every time I go into a doctor's office now, whether or not the measles are going to be there or not. I'm going to be dealing with legal shit this week, coming up. And am I going to get contaminated by somebody else? I'm going to have to start grabbing face masks from someplace and start wearing them? Because I don't want the fucking germs. I don't want to die just yet. But I'm exposed, too much exposed. I've got wounds that'll be exposed to environmental hazards. At home and abroad. I have to constantly take antibiotics now. They're making me feel sick to my stomach. Acid reflux. The instruction says drink plenty of water, but then the bounce back is it wants me to throw it up or have the stomach acid burn the rest of my throat. Hello, throat cancer. Hell of a world we're living in right now. Bad enough Trump is turning off all the environmental protection we've got just so people can profit. So we get to choke on bad water, we get to choke on bad air. We're going back to the 1950s and 60s. Trump wants clean coal, which means we got more pollution in the air, affecting everybody across the planet. Trump don't believe in much of the climate change. Keeps bitching and belly aching about it. What are we doing? We're still bitching and belly aching about it, our own damn stupidity. How we're being taken off the streets and how we're going to be put into mass containers or actually mass buildings that are going to have people jammed up in there worse than a concentration camp. And for how long? They want billions of dollars for these facilities in each state. Each state of the country, including Alaska and Hawaii. We're not touching the Caribbean nations. We're not touching the Caribbean territories, or even our so-called U.S. territories. We keep those people there. They're isolated. And how about birthright citizenship? The rumors are still being posted. The video is still being posted out there. Side comments that he was making on the side to El Salvadorian leader, still cult leader, about getting rid of not just the illegal immigrants, but the natural born citizens of this country without due process. How's your stomach now? How's that stomach acid in your throat? How you think mine is feeling right now tonight? That being said,